back and or to the channel, I am here in Arizona. So there they are. I had some matches for my cigars. I dropped them. Let me get rid of some luggage here. Take a walk. So take you guys out of the holder here. Just letting a few drop in. See where I can turn the camera around. Yeah, this is my rental ride. Nissan Sentra, but for what I was doing this week, it did the job. I had a butt ton of stuff to get accomplished this week. Flew in Sunday, and it's crowded up here by the entrance of the hotel. So the wife and I have been just going all gangbusters and balls out on everything. And I'm out here getting this house wrapped up. I was gonna live stream from in there, but I wanted to wait till we got our name on the paperwork in case something fell through. You never know until that thing is yours. I don't want to assume. So, and it's a nice balmy 96 degrees, and it doesn't even feel like it. This would feel like in Michigan with the humidity more like 80, high 70s, but very comfortable, very pleasant. A lot of them are like, man, it gets over 100 and it's bad. And it's my son, when I got in Sunday, he goes, it's hot today. And it was like 100 on Sunday. And I'm like, getting off the airplane and stood out there in the tarmac, and I'm like, dude, this is comfortable. I said, no humidity, but enjoying it. I posted some pics. I'll put those over on the community post. But front deck, sitting there, got ourselves nice palm trees up and down the road. The backyard's got a awesome view of Superstition Mountains. So we are well positioned, and I've had contractors in Monday, Tuesday, every day but today. So Monday and Tuesday. Monday we were 4 or 5 hours going over stuff, drawing up plans, doing some reconstruction, mainly all outside stuff, some updates, some how do you want to say, updates. We're going to put our own touches, so personal touches on the house. So we're going to change a few things up and do our thing. This is going to be our forever home. So it's not a temporary seasonal home, as many people are where we're going to be living. So I cruised a couple hours through the resort, up and down through the streets, and checked out the golf course in between. And I was thinking I was going to have to take the lift kit off my golf cart, but that doesn't look to be the case, so we're leaving it on. I'm just going to make a few tweaks on it, but nothing that's going to break the pocketbook as I thought. So if we sell it, we sell it. If we don't, do a few revisions and bring it with us out here. We are going to probably, if I don't sell my truck, I will probably get some stuff done to it there and get a transporter, and I'll probably put the golf cart in its trailer hooked to my truck and put it on a transport truck is kind of my guess. But that will be the last thing. We're getting a pod first because we're going to load a pod, and we're liquidating so much stuff. I took measurements Monday before the contractor got there. So it was 2 hours of taking measurements. A lot of stuff we owned is not coming out that we thought we were going to bring because it was just going to be too much. You don't realize when you have a 4-bedroom house, you've just collected too much shit. And my whole premise was come out here with just my toolbox, tools, and clothes. Nothing more. And it's probably about 80%, 70% there, that there is so much stuff that we have purchased that now is going down the road in a sale or a horse trade or something of the sorts. I've already sold the Red Fusion, my daily driver. That went last Friday. The snowblower sold. There's so much stuff that it's just like large ticket items, the small stuff. The wife has just been running around taking pictures, posting stuff, plus taking pictures for working with the realtor to get stuff posted. That was requested. I mowed the lawn as soon as I can when I get back. They want to take more pictures of the landscape, the backyard, because that's a big selling point. So that, and I'm picking up the new windows for that house because they're all dry rotted. So it needs new windows. I can't come to a breaking point and say I'm going to leave it like it is. Most of the windows are kind of sealed shut because they're so dry rotted and old. So I got a contractor. As soon as I pick the windows up Friday this week, I'll get a hold of the contractor. He's going to bring a crew out and pop them all in a day. So that, my power washer guy already came through, did the driveway, sidewalk, porch, decks, everything I needed done. And so we're going from there. So I won't need a snowblower, won't need a lawnmower, won't need snow shovels. Bringing my 2 cordless leaf blowers is going to be any and all work I'll have to do to my yard because it's 99.9%. I want to say it's 100% all pretty much pavers and cement driveway, cement aprons in the sidewalk. I don't want to deal with the yard. A lot of people are just throttled. I'm hearing it every day. Don't you want more space, more yard, more square footage in a house? Why didn't you go bigger? Because I'm not looking at today. I'm not looking at the here and now. That's what everyone does. What's going to feel good today, tomorrow? I'm looking at what is this house going to do for me in 20, 25 years down the road? I need a house that is going to suit my needs in 20, 25 years down the road when I'm 80, 85. So I've been beating it in the ground. I don't want square footage. All we need is a 1-bedroom, 1 bath, a kitchen, a living room. That's it. That's all, and a laundry in the house. That's it, man. I got a good sized tool shed that I could fit my golf cart in, but I am going to gut that out. I'm going to have it finished in a pristine way, painted out, and that way I could still tinker around, have some tools. But for the most part, no, I won't have a shop because, well, the weather's good down here. So if I was to do any detailing, I could do my own personal vehicles in my driveway, but, you know, definitely nothing like a $2,000. I'm not going to bring in a $2,000 car and be detailing it there in the resort. It's got to be at someone else's house. My personal vehicles, I can in my driveway. That's good enough for me. Both vehicles will fit in the drive. But yeah, we're going to put a lot of money into this place when we get here to put our personal touches on it. That's what we're looking for, and that's what we're trying to achieve, because at the end of the day, when I'm done doing any work, I want to be able to enjoy my house and not have projects going on. I don't want to be working all the time. I don't want my house having me work for it. And for the price I paid for my house is probably more than most people would, but it doesn't bother me. The money is not the issue. I know a lot of people, interest rates, this and that. All I was looking for is give me the top down. What can I get that house? How much money can I take off that house? We took well over 10% off that house from start to finish on negotiations, with the appraisal giving us leverage to move it down more. I don't give a shit about interest rates. If they drop down in the future, I'm not overbought into the house. I won't be upside down. It will only be on the upside, so therefore I'll be able to refinance down. So that's what I'm trying, that's my mindset. And a lot of people don't think economically, financially, or investing wise to see things in light that I do, that the way I follow. And that is, I'm looking at money wise, what is fiscally not responsible, but fiscally smart to put myself in this house, not have me working for the house, whether it's for the mortgage and or structure and construction wise. I don't want to be adding on, doing more. We're going to get it to where we want it this year and then live. I'm going to do a 9 to 5, not driving. And everyone has been hitting me up this week. So enjoy your retirement. I'm not fucking retiring. I'm just moving on out of trucking. And I've been telling you guys all this year because I knew this day was coming. I saw it 3 months ago. That is, you use trucking to elevate yourself if you're in debt, behind on bills, or need to build a bucket of wealth, money. You know, if you need to build your capital up to get yourself somewhere else, that's what you do. These guys did this in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. They would come out. Their wife would be a nurse. They're a truck driver. They're both working. All they were doing is gangbustering their mortgage, pay their house off. Dude sold his truck and he'd say, fuck it, I'm going to go work at a dock. I'm going to go work at the auto parts store. I don't give a shit, but they don't want to be back on the road. And that's what I did here. I used it, and it took me 12 fucking years to unfuck $300,000 of debt and position myself with over $50,000 of capital to then put towards this house. We did it, and we sacrificed. And that's where people lose sight is, why are you doing this? Why do you do that? And there was always, why? You know, when they were out having fun, taking trips, partying and that, and we're over here like, dude, I'm leaving Saturday night, I'm leaving Sunday. There was so much sacrifice because now, as I approach 60 years old this December, I'm going to be right the hell where I want to be. Cruise control. I can work a 9 to 5. It will support us and still give us the means and way to build capital without being over leveraged. And we have the knowledge to know not to go out and indulge in life on big ticket items. Well, I need that $80,000 truck. I need this big sports car. I need this and that. That shit means nothing to me. Material things are zero. Means nothing. All I care about is if I got a vehicle that goes A to B, fucking great, man, awesome. If I need to drive from Arizona to fucking New York, I'm going to rent a car. No, I'm not going to get in my car. You know why? Because if it breaks down, it's on Enterprise, Avis, Hertz, or whatever. Let them fucking deal with the headache. So you got to think smart. And that's where I'm seeing Americans not doing, is I'm stepping every day wisely going forward. What else am I going to be doing? Because that 9 to 5, it'll give me more free time to work on my home-based businesses, my real estate LLC, my swing trading, and all that, that it entails with TradeView and Weeblo and all that stuff. So I can take, so I'll give you an example. If I put $1,000 of my money into my real estate and it doubles or triples, I'll pull the initial investment out. I'll let that company ride on its profits, building and expanding its wealth, and I'll take that initial investment, park it back in its neutral spot, and I'll do the same with trading. As I get my initial investments to double and triple, I'll pull the initial investment out so I lost no money, and I'm only gaining on the profits of what that entity did for me. Folks, you got to be smart. And nobody thinks that way, and I am. And all I want to be able to do is be always in a position. I can walk in the grocery store, load my cart up, walk out, and never look at a price. Get what I want without budget shopping, you know, what the price is. And that's the way I'm going forward. And the weather is going to be nice for my wife, because the flip side is she needs to be in a better climate than 8-9 months of this shitbox weather in the Midwest, with the overcast, the cold, the snow, the rain. This is going to help her joints. If you know, you know, and what she's been through. I'm not going to explain myself. And that's the other thing. I'm not explaining myself anymore to anyone. What I do is what I do. It is my trail. It is my destiny, the way I blazed it going forward. It doesn't follow the society norm. My wife and I, neither one of us in our lives ever followed society's norm. We do what we want to do. And that said, it's helped us progress and prosper and become better, financially stable, and build our wealth. I am not going to follow lockstep with everybody else and what they do. So it's something that everyone needs to kind of break themselves out of and quit being a follower. You know, I ain't saying being a leader, but just do your thing that makes you progress and move forward. And it's tough, and I'm not going to preach to people. I got no room to coach the white devils out there on what to do, because they are still going to do what they're going to do because they're creatures of habit. So I just went hands off and said, I'm carrying my wife in my arms and the torch in the other hand, and I'm taking us to the finish line to where we never lose a wink of sleep over money coming in, money going out, food on the table, you know, and just foreseeing the cost of living as inflation goes up and the world is destroying itself within because of those they call themselves in power. And I think they're more, and it's not just Trump, it's everybody. It's everybody. Democrats, Republicans, all Western nations. They're just so full of shit. I don't care. I don't look at politics. I don't care. I wish they'd all just go shoot each other and get us out of the game, because I don't play their game. I do me. I take care of my wife and I keep my kids, you know, encompassed. And that's my circle. That's all I can take care of. Outside of that, it's too overwhelming. So 3-0, that's it. 2 kids and a wife. So yeah, today's a little more Rod unfiltered, and Rod's not in the truck. And is Rod going to drive truck? No, Rod does not need to drive the truck, because Rod can skin a cat 13 ways to Sunday. The place I interviewed, they looked at my resume and they said, holy fuck. Yeah, almost 5 pages of resume. The first thing they said was, have you considered getting your teaching degree? You have a bachelor's degree. You could. So now it's not only I could get a teaching certification and be a teacher. I could be a mechanic. I could be a bus driver at this job I applied for. So then I've got other people that want me to step in and help with their business, seeing what I can do. And I've had, in the last 72 hours, I've had more work thrown at me in the last 3 days than I've had in the last 18 months. Other than, you know, trucking has kept me busy. But remember, trucking comes with a sacrifice. It comes with long hours, not really a set schedule. Your schedule has to be flexible. Start times, days, when you go out, when you come in, inclement weather, arrogant people on the road that all own the road but you, and the entitlement. So trucking has done me well. I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying I used it as a tool to elevate me to the next level of where I want to be in life. Therefore, I can go forward and progress bigger, because if I stay in the truck, I'm on a hamster wheel that will continue to go round and round, beating up my body and lifting heavy equipment out of the trailer. And I said, I'm at that point. This is a young man's sport now. I need to move on, because what I could do to take that time that I've spent days away from home, can apply it to my other businesses that will expand, grow, and make me money while they're passively working and I'm over here doing other things and working. So that's the whole premise, is just always have multiple baskets of income streams going on, making you money. That's what I've worked on. That's where we've gotten aligned. And when we sold that second property and we got a little sliver of the door opening up, By the first of the year, it was halfway open, and by February, I said, fuck it, kick that door open, we're gone. And that's what we did, and here we are. So, checking to see who's in, if anybody's in here, because I'm getting so much reflection. Just one person in here, that's fine. Maybe someone will catch it on the record. So, my son's already out here, and we have met mountain bike and runners, owners of a running store, owner of a bike shop, another bike shop. My contractor wants me to work with him on other side projects, especially my detailing. He said we could do some horse trading with your detailing for work needing to be done on your house. And then there's other people he knows in his circle. And then it's just been a cascade every day. There's I'm stacking work up. I could stand in one spot, turn around, and in an arm length touch work all the way around. So amazing. And a lot of these people aren't afraid to spend the money on it, where the people I've networked into already. So I'm happy about that. That I knew in my gut that I was not going to have a struggle moving out here. It was just getting the debt to income ratio to flip it on its head and put us in a position which it has. So back home, my wife and the realtor are working diligently she's got buyers with cash in hand to come in. And then of course I'm down here handling this house. So I said we both can't be at each place, so I need to get this house ready for move-in. And here's the thing, this house came fully furnished, and that's why I didn't want to go in there until I had my name on there, because I didn't want to show everyone things that may not become mine until it goes through, because you can't assume that everything is yours until you walk away with the paperwork in your hand, all signed, sealed, and delivered. But this house is fully furnished. I mean, they left as much tools in that little garage than I have at home, along with everything. Dishes, silverware, pots and pans, cookware, crock pots, printer, printer paper. Shit, I think they even left some clothes and everything. The house is 85% furnished. So that's why we're getting rid of a lot of stuff, because really things that we bought fit the 1,800 square foot home, but it's irrelevant for us to have it here. And we're trying to get down to be, yes, minimalist. Yes, we don't need much, just each other to be able to sit at our table, sit in a recliner. But most of the time we're going to be out on the deck, out in the back under our gazebo, or riding around on our golf cart. People yesterday were just chilling out, all the people that were 70, 80 years old, hanging out by the pool in the chaise lounge. Just, hey, that's a cool evening. Come home, kick out, relax, and the thing of it is that even gets better in the wintertime. So I'm just looking I'm not waiting to get myself positioned to retire and then say I'll snowbird or I will travel after that. I cut it at the knees and said, I'm moving now. I'm going to live, even though I still have to work for probably another 10, 12 years or more, because I want to wait till I hit that 70, 72-year-old threshold before I start taking RMDs on some of my distributions. But I want to be both feet in, semi-retired, living every day. And no pressures. And no, I'm not going to go out on the road. It was mentioned to me I may have to fill in and run a school bus now and then. They're in screaming need of bus drivers, teachers, and all that. A lot of the school districts down here. A lot of people don't want to take those positions on. A lot of people want to take more of a hands-off type from the computer type remote work. So there is plenty of work down here. Can't tell you how much it's just racked and stacked. My email's been in all the descriptions. If you want to find out places you can apply for if you're ever looking to be down here, there's plenty of work. And a lot of it pays just as well as what it was paying in trucking. It's just I'm not going to have that exclusive overtime that I racked up out on the road because I got paid by the hour with the company I'm with. But you will get some overtime. But a good norm is I want to be able to be comfortable at about $50,000, $60,000 a year. With that, great. I got higher expectations when I go into retirement. That's why investments, expanding money passively, so that way I've got a better nest egg to fall back on even stronger than what I currently do. So I'm keeping my living expenses down so I can put more discretionary money aside for future use. So house is pretty much done. I got up this morning because I keep forgetting I'm 3 hours behind. So the world is rocking and rolling at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So around 6 o'clock, I'm up, showered, ate, and I'm already taking care of stuff on Eastern time. And by the time 7, 8 o'clock here starts rolling around, then I'm jumping on things here because most people going into the summer start their schedule around 6 a.m. and they work 6 to 2:30 as a normal schedule because they try not to work in the peak of the heat. So they try to wind their day down as the afternoon comes. Therefore, it's just a new change. I know a lot of you like, it's too hot. Fine. Not for me, so I don't care. Reverse psychology. You go into the AC, cool off. You don't get to wear, a foot a layer of clothes. Wintertime from Halloween to Easter, you're just barricaded in with chasing heat to stay warm and all that jazz under cloud cover and popping Prozac to deal with seasonal depression disorder. I'm not dealing with it here, and I'm just very happy to see the light, and thanking my friend Ron and his wife Kathy for, he came down and that was it. He got the bug when he came down, and he's the guy that mentored me way back in the 80s and early 90s on not only heavy haul, but this guy always set the bar of working. If you thought you were working hard, he was already 3 steps ahead of you. And if you started at 6, he was starting at 5. Then you start at 5, he's starting at 4. And it got to be where then he was starting at midnight and I'm starting at 3, and I'm like, dude, I can't do this. And then the roles changed, and now I'm the guy doing it. And a lot of guys are like, I'm not going to work that hard. That's fine. But I had an agenda and a goal to position myself. That's why I worked feverishly the hours I did and position myself at work to do what I did, to always take on extra work, so that money could be put towards paying debt off and throwing a little in savings. So the sacrifice was worth it. We're nearly here. The only thing really holding us up, the paperwork this morning got in Friday, everything's sealed on our end. The sellers are from another country, so their monetary exchange from our country to their country it's got to go through some legality, so they had to bring a real estate lawyer in to make everything happen. So that's being pushed back. But for the most part, we're done this Friday. Everything will be done. And then get rid of that fucking turd up in Michigan and turn and burn down here shortly after that thing's... once that money hits my account and someone else has got their name on it, I'm out. And what you're going to see me is not in the seat of a truck, not at a truck stop being a parking lot princess or anything like that anymore, but probably coming from my house, on the golf cart, in my car, out in the desert riding, wherever it may be. But the scenery is always going to change, and we're just going to have a blast. And and then I want to bring you in. Maybe there'll be days where I'll just bring you in the house on the live stream and talk about some trades I'm doing and things I'm looking at. Long-term investments, short-term investments on swing trading, and stuff of the sort. But for the most part, no, I don't, and I won't be trucking out here. No, I'm not retiring. I'm just changing the paradigm of the way I make money. And therefore, this was 8 years in the making, from February of 2018 of glancing at something and dreaming and wishing and hoping, and then putting in the sacrifice and digging in harder. And as each passing year went, we sacrificed more and more, to where I didn't even take but 1 week of vacation last year. 1 week last year, because I had like 9 or 11 details lined up. I knocked them all out that week. Otherwise, I would have never took that week off. This year, this was my first vacation this year. And let's change that. It wasn't a vacation. It was a business trip, because all this has been a write-off, because it's real estate. With that, everything I've been doing is real estate mind and real estate set. And once we're here, the real estate agency has got another entity, and we're going to move our house into a trust, and then start encompassing our trust to start protecting ourselves for the future with all of our asset. So that's the biggest thing, is anything we buy, like that house, asset allocation to where it's going to grow and mature into greater wealth, we're encompassing that into a trust. So be smart with your money. Don't piss it away buying boats and toys and stupid ass trips and all that. If you're going to take a trip, go to Disney, go on a cruise, go to Cancun, start an LLC and find a way. You do a business trip. It's always a business trip, never a vacation. Wealthy people that are millionaires will tell you, we never take vacations. We take business trips, because you take a little part of each day and you make it business. It's a write-off. And there's all the ins and outs and the ways to do it. But that's for you to go out and learn, as I did. So, yes, I'm a little abrasive today. Some people have pushed on me a little too rough, and I had to put them in their place and say, I broke out of that mindset and the paradigm that everyone gets encompassed in, to always do the same thing over and over and over. And that is, creature of habit. Just keep doing your thing, doing your thing, doing your thing. But after a while, it gets to be redundant, boring, and what have you. So I'm going to get in the car and get ready, because my son's going to be calling. He, Mr. Big Money, has got 30 reservations here up at Scottsdale for a nice Italian restaurant. And he said, I'm going to love it. So I got a stogie ready. So he and I are going to enjoy a stogie tonight before I take off tomorrow morning. I'm going to get back around late afternoon, evening. And then I got to get things ready for rocking and rolling, because Friday's full throttle from sun up to sundown, and Saturday. And I'll probably leave out on Monday, because I got to get things done. Because the wife said we've got to get things out of the house that are going to go on the moving sale, and then things that we're allocating to take with us has got to go on the storage locker, because she needs more room in the house for the realtor to show the house, because everything is still, all the cupboards and cabinets and closets and everything have been unloaded into the middle of the floor of every room. So we got to get that place cleaned up and get rid of more shit. So I think someone's coming out. But anyhow, I appreciate y'all following along. I told you there's going to be better adventures coming. If you stuck with me, you'd see that there's going to be a lot of cool things we're going to be doing. And I think the first thing we're going to be doing is golfing first. The side-by-side that the wife wants to get, I said, we're going to wait a year and then evaluate our finances and see if it fits in our budget and how much money we discretionarily have to put towards it. But I'm just not going to go out and run out and buy toys. I've gotten caught in that trap too many times. So our vehicles are paid off. The only thing I got left is a student loan. And I told her, I said, shame on me for ever going to school to be a doctor, because that was a shit show and a half. And I recommend to anybody, If you're going to go to school in healthcare, be an RN or be a doctor. Otherwise, don't waste your fucking time with it. Or an engineer. Outside of that, for God's sake, go to a community college or go to trade school. But if you think you need to have a bachelor's degree at a D1 school, someone's selling you a bag of shit with some swamplands in Florida, to plant it on. So please, be smart. You can make money and you can get into a skilled job without having to spend $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 for an indoctrinated degree from some damn piss ass liberal arts college. So, not worth it. One regret in life: that bachelor's degree. So, you folks have a great day. I know I'm going to, and I have been. I've been under the sun. I've been under the clouds since I've been here. And my hotel room's been looking like this every day. So, and once we get established in our house, well, hell yeah. We'll get on the golf cart. I'll put a live stream up. We'll go cruising around and I'll show you the place. But it ain't going to be your cup of tea because it's a 55 and over. I'm not going to have some kids running around. I'm at a point in my life, my kids are 30 and 40 years old. They're career. They're not married and they don't have kids. Kudos to them. That's the way this family works. Other families would love to have grandkids and move and expand on that part, and that's great. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying our family just goes in the direction of, we've been left hanged out to dry and been ridiculed and mocked by our own families because we don't follow what they do. So we're marching at our own beat within the family circle. And I've told them, go fuck yourself. I don't care. You don't like it, piss up a tree. I owe you nothing. You owe me nothing. So if you want to so for you to critique and condescend and tear me down, just tells me that you're either jealous or envy of what I'm doing. And, that's the way I work. And I don't have time to hold hands on people that are insecure and don't have a self-esteem to carry themselves. So if it butt hurts people here or people that hear this down the road, I'm not sorry. So it is what it is. So stay safe out there. Continue educating yourself, folks. Knowledge is learned and not taught. And hopefully things to come will show you what that all means.